Well, hello, Spyder lovers. Whatever. So, got the new tires. They're great. I gotta tell you. So, just a little info about it. The older model Spyders like this are 14-inch rims in the front. So there's not a whole lot of choices on the 14-inch rim. As a matter of fact, if you want the stock size 165/65 R14, you either got to buy dealer tires, the Ken does, at whatever price those are, over $100 or something. And they're not even quality tires. Or you can get the Bridgestone Potenza, and that's the only company that makes a tire this size. And, you know, I could have gone with that. They were kind of spendy, as I recall, like $90 a tire for that. And maybe it's not Bridgestone, maybe it's Firestone. Anyway, the Potenza. So the other choices are not much. Checked on the 170/65 or 170/60 R14s. Nobody makes any. Also 175/60 R14s will fit. Again, not many choices as I recall, or maybe one or two, and they just, you know, they were not directional, or not, there was something I didn't like about them. Anyway, so I started looking at what other people have used, and what I settled on was 185/60 R14. And these are the General Altmax T42s. And man, loving them. So what I did is I took the rims off, and or took the wheels off, took them down to Allen Tire, my local place. Just said, hey, can you put them on and spin balance them? I also asked him to spin balance them with my Phobos sensors on the stems, which he did. And so let me tell you the difference. The stock tires, brand new, when this bike was brand new, I had 9 quarter-ounce weights on stick-on weights on one tire and 11 on the other. Now, come on, you know, that's kind of ridiculous. So anyway, when I got these back, I've got 1 quarter-ounce weight on one tire and some smaller weight on the other, and they're balanced. And my shimmy's gone. What happened was I had 20,000 on the stock tires. I still had some good tread. You know, a lot of people said, man, I can't believe you got 20,000 out of the fronts. I got less than that. Uh-oh, got an accident, it looks like. Flat tire or something. Anyway, so what started happening is after I went to the NASCAR event, which was a long haul out to Ontario area, Fontana, on my ride to work after that weekend, I started getting a shimmy right at about 49 to 55 right in there. Pardon me. Cold air in the throat. Anyway. And it just kept getting worse each day going into work. At first I thought, okay, I need to take them in, get them rebalanced. Again, I had plenty of tread. I probably could have gone another 10,000 miles on the tread, and I've seen some people say they've gotten 30 out of the fronts. Needless to say, and it just kept getting worse each day to where Thursday, had I needed to go into work on Friday, I would have drove in. The shimmy was getting so bad that if I got stuck behind cars like this at that speed, man, it felt like I wanted to yank the wheels off. That's how bad it was getting. So the bottom line, I don't believe it was just the tires getting out of balance. I believe one of them, they failed. You know, there was some belt delamination, or they were coming apart or something. I don't know. So got these tires, and right after putting them on, now I will say the 185 profile I was worried about because it's a lot wider. You're going to have a bigger patch on the ground. And I was worried that it would be harder to turn when going slow and maybe make the DPS work a little more. But have to say, not the case. As a matter of fact, it turns easier. Now, it may be because I'm running a little more pressure than I was in the stock. In the stock, I was running 19. These, I filled them to 17. I figured, okay, normally a bigger tire actually has less pressure. Smaller tires have higher pressure. So I figured these probably are going to run a little less pressure. So I filled them to 17, but I didn't like the way they looked sitting, the bulge of them sitting on the ground. Filled them up to 19. That was better, but still wasn't sure I liked the profile. Filled them up to 20, which is what Leonard recommended that he runs, and yeah, I like them. So I reset my Phobos to 20, and looks good, and took it for a ride, and I got to tell you, I mean, here on the freeway at 74, used to be if I wiggled my, if I wiggled my handlebars a little bit, I really kind of had a deadened input just on a little wiggle. Now it's like it's on frickin' rails, man. I mean, it is tracking like unbelievable. It, just a little bit of movement has input. So it makes the relax on the grip, kind of riding the Spyder back again, I guess you could say. So I'm a go for these tires. I'm liking them so far. Now, with that said, I've only had the stock tires in these. I haven't had anything else. So, but again, I'm liking them really well right now, really well. Bigger patch on the ground again. The steering is just, it feels like it's tightened up. I mean, it reacts with just very little movement. I'm trying to show you here, but the GoPro with its wide angle ain't going to show it. But I mean, just a little wiggle, and I mean, it's moving. Whereas before, like I said, I kind of had a dampened feel to the input. So anyway, just wanted to give you a little info on my new tires. First ride into work with them. They don't bounce harder than the stock tires. They don't feel like they're harder, if I might say. I'm not getting any feel difference there. And I still have the stock shocks on the bike with 20,000 on them. I do have a new set of shocks, stock shocks to put on when I feel it's necessary. But yeah, I mean, as far as ride goes, honestly, as far as hardness or bumps in the road or anything like that, I really don't notice a difference there. Seems like they ride about the same in that regard. Anyway, so like I said, just a little input day one on the new set of fronts. Again, General Altmax 185 60 R14 T42, I believe, yes. So good tires, and thanks to Leonard out there on Facebook and Spyder Lovers for the recommendation on these. So with that said, I'm happy with these, and let me get some miles on, and I'll let you know how they go once I put a bunch of miles on. But based on other people who are running this, it's going to be a long time before I'm going to have much different feedback on these tires. Like probably 15,000 miles or so. So anyway, just my little chit chat on my new tires. Loving them. Love the way they track. Love the way they ride. And great tire. It was inexpensive. What I consider inexpensive. I think they were like $67 or $61 or something like that from Tire Rack, and shipped to my door cost $30. So anyway, again, just my little chit chat about my new tires. Talk to y'all later. All right, so I'm on my way home, and it is extremely windy out here, and I mean gusty windy. Not like Santa Ana's. It's a cold wind coming off the ocean, and I'd say it's 17 knots with gusts a little higher. So one thing I got to say about these tires, it seems to have helped a lot with the windy conditions and buffeting. Now I don't mean body buffeting like my body. As a matter of fact, I'm getting pushed around a little bit right now. I've got the windshield all the way up with the vent open, and I'm kind of angled so you can see the wind. It's blowing pretty good. And now the one thing I notice the tires are doing is, see, I just hit a buffet there, especially from this car. One thing the tires seem to be doing is tracking better. So, before I'd get a body buffet, like I just right now, and a little bit of Spyder buffet, but the Spyder would also wiggle around on the road a little bit. Now, not bad. It wasn't like it was going to try and throw you off one way or the other. It just kind of wiggle a little bit. You really didn't even have to correct. But with these new tires, I'm getting very little. I mean, look at this, gusty conditions, 2 fingers on the thing, and it's just amazing. So maybe it's more patch on the ground that's allowing that, or helping with that. But as far as wind buffeting is affecting wiggle or steering, it seems to have helped. The new tires seem to have helped over the stock tires. So I like that a lot. I mean, hell, the buffeting is kind of, there's a big buffet right there. It's kind of, you know, tires really help with the steering buffet, if you want to call it. Whoa, there's some big guts right there. See, look at the flags over there. They're almost horizontal. And those are huge flags. So anyway, I just wanted to say the tires, like I said, all the tracking stuff and everything I said this morning seems to be really helping with the wind buffeting too when it's windy. So anyway, just another close off about the tires. I'm liking them. I think I made a very good choice with these. Definitely better tires than stock. Almost wish I hadn't put 20,000 miles on the stock when it just got better tires to begin with, because the ride is just so much better. Anyway, last little closeout on the new tires. Enjoy and talk to you later.